So we have the mainspring let down. The first thing I want to do is get that front plate off, and I'm going to do that by taking this assembly apart. This black lever right here is part of the regulator, and there's the regulator lever connected right to the the hairspring. So, and this has a spring. You can barely see it. It's a black spring. It creates friction to so it holds place when you move it in one position or another, and fairly straightforward. It's a shouldered bolt or screw with that spring. The nice thing with these parts are massive. I mean, we're talking huge. If you ever feel intimidated about working on a watch, you won't be with this. It is big parts. Now this screw is holding down what looks like just a keeper for that wheel right in here. Let's see. The other nice thing is you really don't need glasses to see anything on these. This everything is huge. That is pinned. Just give it a bit of a wiggle, and it comes off. There's 2 pins that are recessed into there, and if I did everything right, this should come off. That would be the hour wheel. Very big. You can see how big that is. Then you have the minute hand wheel. Alright. And this intermediate wheel looks like to be a two-part wheel that's spring-loaded, and I guess that is to take up backlash, so there's no slop in the gearing from here to the intermediate to the minute and hour hand. So this is a backlash taker-upper. Let's call it that. A lot of cars use these on gear-driven camshafts to reduce noise and backlash. So there is an intermediate wheel. This we talked about earlier. This does not spin freely. It's tight. It's got some tension on it. That takes place of our cannon pinion. So I'm going to call that a cannon pinion for now. Who knows what it is? Official word. Next, I'm going to, let's see, can I get in here before I take that plate off? Here is the top of the movement, and we're going to remove those 3 screws and take the escapement off. Let's get in the shot, dummy. There you go, genius. Fairly tight. Okay, there's 1. This is held in by 3 screws. I thought it was 4. It's only 3. Come on. Okay, that one's loose. These are really tight, but then again, I'm using watchmaker screwdrivers to get these off. Maybe I need to get a bigger screwdriver out of the box. So, okay, there we go. I guess I should take the balance off first before we do anything. That might be a good idea. Before we take that plate off, let's get the balance out of there. I just loosened those screws. Okay, there you go. Now you can see how you can set up that end play. So let's take this out. That one's too small. Let's try this. Big screws, big parts. This is quite the movement here. Don't drop too much, dummy. Here's our balance screw. Alright, now this, like I said, this thing's huge. You really don't need tweezers to pick this up. I can just, let me see if I can, alright, there we go. I'm surprised that's in the shot. With this regulating lever, I can just pick this right up. Give it a wiggle. I'm going to come in with a screwdriver underneath here. Okay. There's our balance. Our balance is out. Talk about a big balance. Huge. Now we have the rest of our parts. I don't know how many jewels are in this. Probably, I think it's 12. I don't know. I can count them up later. I'll zoom in on that balance after we're done here. Let's get that pallet bridge out of there. Pallet fork bridge. That's not going to work. That's too big. Is that too big? I can't even see it. Nope, that'll work. I just got to get in close and look at it. Alright, there we go. Pallet fork bridge. I'll inspect all these parts later before I dunk them in the cleaner. Look at that. Look at the gack. Let me focus. Talk about gack and dirt. Let's see. Look at that green, blue, oily, greasy gack right there. It's everywhere. So we definitely have some dirt. We got dirt on this thing. So I just think it just I'm thinking it'll just need to be cleaned. Let's get in tight on the balance, there you go. There's a nice shot of some dirt on the escape wheel and those jewels. So I think we're just going to need a service and it should be good to go. Now before I take that plate off, I want to loosen the escape wheel bridge because it's in the holder, it's nice and tight. Wow. Everything's very tight, although it's been sitting around since 1993. So there you go. Let's take that. Now I'm going to come in here and remove the screws that hold the escapement plate together. Nope, not enough. And two more. Actually, I got 3 of these. I just remembered I got 3 of them. 2 are identical in the face plates. The other one's a little bit older that probably needs a servicing. So there we go, and this this plate can lift right off. I'm going to put the movement down. Let's get in here on this plate, show you what that's doing. Here's the back side of it. There's another jewel. That's the other end of the escape wheel. Everything looks just to be dirty, so I think it's just going to need a service. So we're going to end this here, but here is the balance. Let's come in here. Here's a picture of the balance turned over, the regulating arm. There's your bridge, and we'll get everything taken apart on the next go around, so stay tuned and we'll see what's happening. Then here is a shot looking down into the movement from that balance plate, so stick around.